Hey guys, Jerry back again. Bet you guys didn't think I would be back so soon, but I am. I'm really trying to rededicate to this chess crew thing, I really am. And so that's why for these past 3 days, uh, there's been a video up per day. I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to continue this for as long as I can. And yeah, so today I'm gonna show you guys a game. It's really a blowout victory against a noob on the Internet Chess Club. I'm going to title this video How Not to Play the Sicilian Defense because, well, this shows you how not to play the Sicilian Defense. So, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d. This is all regular stuff. Then he plays e6, and that's normal. It's the Taimanov, and I'm just looking at the computer evaluation here. I played knight b5, and he does a3, so I'm just like, okay, well, I'll gladly take this square on d6. So now my queen has this amazing square, and yeah, I'm kind of just deeply planted in his position. Now I would say that his best try here is queen e7, in which case I'll probably play bishop f4, and I'm just going to check the viability of that. And it's actually giving it to be just very slightly better for black. The best move here is supposedly queen g3, which I don't doubt is a good move because it attacks this b pawn here and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm the type of player that likes constricting my opponents, so in this position I would try that. But he does have e5 though. It's hard to say, but this position I would just say it's slightly better for white. I'm personally the type of player that likes to play positions that are just very slightly better for you and try to just ground out your advantage. Kind of like Magnus Carlsen. I like to compare myself to Magnus Carlsen, even though he is, oh god, he is so much better than me. But anyway, he doesn't do that. He plays a weird move here. He plays knight g7, and well, this completely. My position here is just completely great because, I mean, his bishop can't get out. He's just stuck on the 6th and 7th ranks, and my queen is, I mean, it's exerting pressure everywhere. I mean, it's stopping him from moving his d pawn. His queen can't move to its natural square on c6, so I just developed normally, and I don't know what that was for. Maybe he wanted to prevent my bishop from going to g5, but that seems to be a useless move too. I thought his best bet was probably moving his queen here. Was probably moving his queen out here maybe to try to create a little bit of counterplay at least, if any counterplay is possible. Maybe here, maybe b5, maybe. His position's still kind of dire, and the computer evaluates it to be, you know, better for white, like a definite advantage. So he does h6, which the computer says is now much better for white. Bishop f4 to completely cement my queen on e6. Knight there, try to attack my bishop, but I mean, honestly, that doesn't do anything. I just move it away, and it's still protecting my queen. Let's see. He does queen b6. Finally, he's trying to get some play. But now, like, ever since his knight moved to g6, this queen is attacking this f8 square, making it impossible for him to castle. I think that perhaps instead of moving his knight out so early, he should have castled first. He should have castled and then moved his knight out. It would probably have been much better for him. It would still probably be much better for me, but this would at least give him a chance. So queen b6, and now I'm just like, well, since your queen is really the only piece out, and you're attacking my b2 pawn, I want to support this d file even more. And how do I do that and protect this pawn at the same time? That's right, I castle queenside. It might look just a tiny bit risky, but trust me, it's not risky at all because his queen, that's the only piece. This knight's not doing anything, and it's pinned. It's pinned as well. So I mean, and look at this bishop and this rook. What can they do? And he can't castle, so he's in a true bind. So he tries to trade queens, which is, I mean, a good decision, I suppose. If I take and he takes, I mean, he's still kind of stuck. But I mean, queens off the board, it's a little bit easier to play for him. So I say I say no to that. I'm like, I don't want to trade queens. I want to keep the queens on the board so I have more attacking chances. And so I move my queen back to d2. D2 is probably the best square. I mean, maybe I can move. Whoops. Maybe I can move to c7. Probably not. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say. I could probably move it to c7, but it might actually have been better. I can't really tell. But I mean, d2 is not a bad place to move either. The computer says queen takes b4 is the best here, but I don't think so. As a human, I really don't think taking is best. So yeah, I moved it back to d2. Knight d5. Okay, now he's trying to unwind a little bit. Now he can move his pawn to b5 and maybe get some counterplay. But he's forgetting the fact that now I can sort of open the center with a two-move tempo, like as I did in the game. f4, attacking the knight, and then my next move is f5, and how can he stop it? So I'm going to do that, trade off. That was a pretty bad bishop anyway, and now his queen's also out of position to defend this diagonal, so good for me. f5, and it's going to force his knight to move, or open up the position, so he moves his knight, and now he thinks he can castle, right? Castle kind of safely. I say no. Bishop d6. Now, of course, if he castles, the bishop would take the knight on e7, and at the same time, I'm threatening to take the knight on e7, because then the king would have to take and he can't castle, and then my queen comes right in, and queen d6 check. That does a lot of damage. At least, I think a lot of damage, at least. Probably a lot of damage. Let's just try something like let's say he wants to play for counterplay. Check. He's going to move back, and I take that, and his queen takes. I move my queen here. A win is not a win's not super obvious in this position, but it's probably there because his bishop is still stuck, and my knight's gonna come in, and this rook's gonna come in. So my position's obviously dominating here. So instead of that, he moves his knight out of the way. He doesn't want me to take it. The problem is he still can't castle. So yeah, that's good for me. So here, I decide that. Well, here actually, that might actually have been the blunder of the game because his queen is trapped here. His queen is actually trapped. If you notice, his queen can't move here because the knight. His queen can't move here because the bishop. His queen can't move here. His queen can't move there. Can't move there. Can't move there. Can't move there. His queen's trapped. So pawn there. And I was expecting him to either resign or give up the piece, give up the queen. I mean, give up a piece for the queen, and have no chances of winning at all, but at least not losing a queen. But he decides to throw in the towel, and yeah, that's the game. He resigns here. So, going back, this is exactly how you don't play the Sicilian. Because first of all, here you should probably play something else. Maybe I would prefer d6 here to go into something like the Shevningen or the Kalashnikov, or sorry, the Sveshnikov, and something like that. But I mean, that allows me that great square. And here, obviously, he should have tried to trade queens, but he didn't. Preferred to move the knight. Here he should have castled, but he didn't. And past that, it's just bad move after bad move, and it like allowed me to form a bind over his position. And you always have to pay attention to this bishop if in the Sicilian if you don't move the d pawn. Like there are two ways to move that bishop out. Either you move the b pawn or you move the d pawn. You put your bishop here, but ultimately you want to get your bishop here or here to get on this long diagonal. Uh, in this game, I mean his bishop didn't move an inch. Like his bishop didn't move an inch, his rook didn't move an inch, his like king never moved, this rook never moved. He just didn't develop. He wasn't able to develop his pieces because of my bind. And well, the Sicilian's supposed to be a super active opening, so he kind of just negated the usefulness of the Sicilian. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Uh, I'm gonna try to make more videos as always, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.